Bonnie. Our number 239-9393. Joining us on the program is Richard Michaelis from the Michaelis Corporation. Hey,
Richard.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Denny. How are you guys?
Good, sir. I hope it's everything's well at Michaelis.
It is. Well, it's trying times. Everybody's going through the same thing. So,
have you lost some of your staff, Richard?
We have. When you say lost,
well, I don't mean lost. I mean that are have kind of stepped away for the time being during the quarantine.
No, we've practiced good old sanitation procedures, if you will, as far as trying to work from home and social distancing and covering ourselves with boots and booties and face masks and whatever. But no one's gotten sick. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
No. It's just like in our case. Thing, I mean, in our case, we're retail, so we're different. We have people walk in our store, but we've lost between 60 and 70% of our staff has stepped away. And you got to remember, we have people my age and older, and then we also have a lot of high school kids. Well, parents don't want the high school kids to work, and I get that. And, a lot of our, I don't want to say older, but or maybe it's their second, maybe they don't need to work at all. They're going to hear, I'm out of here. And, I'll be back when this is over. So.
Yeah, no, we haven't experienced that. Since we're recognized as an essential business, we're still open for business. We've just taken precautions on how that looks, and how that looks is our office doors locked. And,
sure.
We meet people in different ways and converse differently, but we're still trying to help out there, and we're all just trying to stay safe and healthy, and so far we've been able to do that.
Speaking of safe and healthy, tell us a little bit about SporeMasters, something kind of a new company from Michaelis.
I thought it was a bass bait, and I couldn't find it. And so
SporeMasters, yeah.
SporeMasters. Yeah, I thought it was a bass bait.
Different.
I get it.
Yeah.
No,
that's Bassmasters.
Yeah. So SporeMasters is a standalone company that I've started, and basically it specializes in more of the indoor air quality, mold remediation. So it's a simpler, smaller business profile company than Michaelis Corporation. Michaelis is such a monster with the home improvement and the renovation and the restoration on the insurance side that SporeMasters is just a little bit simpler business model, and we primarily are using a product called Goldmore, and it's a sodium hypochlorite product that cleans mold in a fast and efficient way. And sometimes the old school way of mold remediation, which is following like IICRC guidelines, which is based upon like asbestos remediation, is a little more cumbersome, a little more invasive, and sometimes a lot more expensive. So we're thinking the market will respond favorably to SporeMasters simply because of that cost reduction and faster, less invasive process of cleaning mold. But more importantly, we're looking at the indoor air and cleaning indoor air. And that's not just mold spores. That could be anything, body dander, pet hair, things like that. So it's kind of, well, I guess during these times right now, during this COVID-19 coronavirus scare, indoor air quality is huge.
Sure. So what you're saying is it's not just about molds. I mean, it is actually about indoor air quality.
Correct. Absolutely correct. Yes. So the first thing we're going to look at is the air, and then we're going to try to figure out what's going on with the air. And a lot of times if there is mold, it's something to do with moisture. It's something that is not out of balance, whether it be downspouts or leaky roofs or plumbing issues or a water loss that happened 3 years ago and it wasn't dried out properly, and the mold's kind of a dormant state, but it's still there. And the challenge to that is being knowledgeable enough to know, you and Denny understand this, being knowledgeable to know what's causing that water problem.
Right.
And then, figuring that out, because to go in there and clean a bunch of mold up or clean the air and not take care of the root problem, it just comes right back.
So how do people get a hold of SporeMasters? Same right through the Michaelis, or is that a whole separate switchboard?
It's a separate business completely, and it's at the same location, Michaelis. So if they call the SporeMaster number, and I'm looking for that now because I'm away from my desk.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
it's 1-800-SPORE.
While you're looking, though, if they called the 844-FIX-INDY, can you transfer the call to them?
Absolutely.
There we go.
So the separate number is area code 317-257-7673. But if they call Michaelis, it'll be the same switchboard, the same person that'll just move over to that, at least for the time being.
There you go.
So the business grows enough.
Got it. Richard, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And looking for happier days ahead of us. The Michaelis Corporation is there for you 24/7, 365, 844-FIX-INDY. That's 844-FIX-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation. Construct, renovate, restore.